Hi everyone, this is Diana. I'm going to show you guys how to use my Cajun seasoning mix here to turn into a sauce. This is the packet that I have been promoting to friends and family here, and I do thank you all for the support. The reason why I'm doing this video is because there are people who hasn't seen me make it for them before, and so it's been kind of difficult for them to follow through with my instructions. My instructions would be similar to the ones that I've written out. They will be similar to how I'm going to be cooking this. I try to make it as easy as possible for everybody to understand. So what we have here is basically we will need about 3 3/4 cup of butter, which I have it leveled over here already in the pot there. And what I use is, or I prefer using, I can't believe it's not butter, the light version. This is the 45-ounce one. It's a lot cheaper than getting the 15-ounce smaller ones, where you would approximately use 2 of those. And here's the crawfish, the 5-pound crawfish bag that I got from Walmart. This is the farm-raised one, which I prefer over the wild-caught, because usually in the wild-caught packaged ones, I tend to find that there's at least like 25% of the crawfish that have been spoiled, dead, or they don't taste good anymore. So I like going with the farm-raised one better. If you guys can find that out there, that'd be great. If not, no problem. And also, this one has been seasoned already. Usually all the frozen ones you find in the store will be seasoned, which you don't need to worry about at all, because their seasoning is not empowering or anything at all. Once we boil it down, get rid of the liquid, and we throw the crayfish into my sauce, then my sauce will basically soak into the crawfish. You won't even taste what originally was there with them. However, if you can get your own fresh crawfish to make this with my seasoning, you could do that as well. It'll still taste the same. This is the lemon that I have here. This is going to be for later once the crawfish has been cooked already. Then, you know, we would actually squeeze a little bit of that on top of the crayfish if you're going to be eating it right away. I tell you guys more about that later. Here I have 3 bulbs of garlic, as mentioned in my instructions. I like to use 3 of them. Once they have been peeled up, they will actually equal 1 cup. Just in case if you guys do end up buying the peeled ones from the store already, they will be approximately 1 cup, just to measure it out properly. And what I'm going to do next here is I will be mincing up my garlic in my little blender here. And I'm going to put you guys on pause while I start the process, because I'm going to start melting the butter as well too. The butter here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my stove on to, as you can see here, let's see if it can focus properly here. I'm going to have it set at 6. That's the usual heat that I use on my stove to start up with the butter here. I'm going to turn on my vent. Hopefully you guys can still hear me once it's running here. Try to talk a little bit louder so you guys can hear as well. So I'm going to start this. I'm going to put you on pause. As you can see here, my butter has begun to melt for a little bit here now. I want to get it so that there aren't any more chunks in here. This is about the time where I like to add my garlic. As you can see, my garlic, it has been minced up already. I like to have it where it's really nice and minced up. Start stirring stirring this up here. So basically what I'm trying to look for now is I want to make sure that the garlic starts cooking in the butter, and soon enough here it's going to start turning, it's going to start clearing up. It's not going to look milky anymore. As you can see right now, it's still pretty milky. So I want to turn it to a clear, translucent type of look after this. I'm going to go ahead and turn up my heat now to add about 8, just so I can get the garlic to start boiling a little bit faster here, so it can cook the garlic for me. So this has been cooking for about a minute now. And as you can see, it's pretty translucent or clear now. That. So what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to turn the heat down. I'm going to have it turned down to 4 on my stove. You got to remember that everybody's stove is different. Mine is typically hot. And this is the point right now where I'm going to be adding the seasoning soon here. First of all, I'm going to start off boiling some water for the crawfish at this point as well. So I've started a pot over here, boiling water in there. I put a little bit of salt in there just so I can get it boiling faster for my crawfish. And this right here, I will be adding in the seasoning. Again, this is the seasoning packet that I have been giving to everybody. So I'm just adding a little bit at a time. I'm using my wire whisk to whisk it down. Don't want clumps in there. And the reason why I did turn the heat down to 4 only is because if you have it on high right now, what's going to happen is the seasoning is going to get all stuck to the bottom of your pot, depending on what type of pot you're using. I tend to cook with stainless steel. So for me, I'm used to it. I know how to work it where it won't stick for me. So this is the beginning of the sauce process here, as you can see. I'm going to continue to stir this. This is the most important process because if you screw up the sauce, you're basically going to have nothing with your crayfish. Just going to stir here and there so that the sauce doesn't stick to the bottom and so it doesn't splatter all over. At this point right here, I've turned down the heat to 3. And we'll be back in a little bit. So I've been cooking the sauce here for about 3 minutes or so here now at a heat of 3 off my stove. And it looks like it's getting to the point where it's almost ready. You guys can see There's a little bit of the oil on top there, or from the butter, the oil, butter, whatever. And this is the sauce right here. This is how it's starting to look like. I'm going to try to get a better angle here so there's not so much glare. You can see this is the sauce right here. Sorry my camera isn't getting the correct color, but the color of the sauce actually is a brownish red color at this point. Let's see if this is done. Right, well, can't get it to be the correct color here for you guys. So there you go. This is the sauce. And this sauce is ready. So I'm going to set the sauce aside. That's how it looks like. There we go. There's a redder one, redder version. Okay, I'm going to turn off the heat now and set it aside. I'm going to continue to boil the water, and I'm going to stick the crawfish in there a little bit here. Once that starts, I will get back to you guys. Alright, so I have my water boiling right now. I'm going to be tossing in the crayfish. What I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to stir it around a little bit here, and I am going to have the crayfish come back to a strong boil, as you guys saw earlier there. I'm going to cover these guys up again, or I mean, I'm going to cover them up now. I'm going to wait for them to come to a boil, and once they start boiling, I time it exactly to 5 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to overcook the tail and it won't taste that great anymore. So I'm just going to show you guys this once more. This is the sauce, the made sauce already from my little seasoning packets. I've been letting it sit here for a few minutes now because I'm just waiting on the crawfish to boil. Once we get that going, then I'm going to drain out the crawfish and show you guys what I do next. And it looks like we can visualize this a little bit better now with the camcorder. Well, it looks like it just lost its color again. Okay, so there it is. And we'll be back in a little bit. So here's the crawfish. It is at a boiling right now. I'm going to start my timer for exactly 5 minutes. We'll be back in a little bit. Just to let you guys know too that I don't have this covered anymore once it started boiling and the timer is still running at this point. I just stir it here and there every so often. Okay, my timer went off. It's been 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and drain the crawfish now. Now we got 4 because I had it on high when I was still boiling the crawfish. I'm going to start warming up the sauce here. And I am going to throw in the crawfish that I drained out. start stirring this from the bottom up.
I'm going to continue to stir this for a few minutes here, and I will be back. Alright everyone, I've been stirring this for a few minutes now. As you can see, the sauce has been mixed with the crayfish pretty good here already. Let's see if I can focus or zoom in. Okay. So basically you want to stir it until the sauce has gone into pretty much every single crawfish. So when you eat it, you have the sauce there for you. What I'm going to do next here is I'm going to be adding a 1/3 cup of water to this. This 1/3 cup of water here, basically what it's going to do is to help thicken up the sauce a little bit more, and you'll have a lot more sauce. And try not to use more than a 1/3 cup, because otherwise you're going to water it down and it won't taste good anymore. You can see here we have a lot more sauce versus earlier. That's just from the 1/3 cup of water added. Just gonna stir this for maybe another minute or so here. Basically, this is pretty much it right here. What you would like to do after this is just add a lemon to taste, however sour you guys would like it. I typically like eating a bowl of it with a piece of lemon that I would squeeze into my own. So here you guys go. This is the crawfish. Thanks everybody for watching.